Okay, in this video we're going to talk about targeting using Audience Insights. Now, Audience Insights is a really powerful tool, and it's been available for a little while. So we just went over the new Facebook pixel. Now, if you think about it, every website, pretty much that's active and worth anything is going to have that pixel on it. And Facebook is tracking data from all these websites. And that's kind of what's available here in Audience Insights and inside of the ads platform. So very powerful. So the things we're going to look for and kind of get an idea of before we ever get into the Ads Manager is, this is what we're looking at. This is the Power Editor view. And I suggest you just not even be scared of this. If you're not using it, just go ahead and dive in. It's really not too hard, and you can break stuff down a lot easier. But of course, your custom audiences, those are custom audiences or lookalike audiences. And location, location's important most of the time. 90% of marketers is going to be US, but I urge you to branch out, especially when you find winners, because there's a lot of ground to cover. Now, on the ages, we're just going to kind of find the median group. I typically look at 24 to 54, something like that, 25 to 54, an age range. The main gender, we can get that information. Language, which can help you scale out a design as well, if you want to translate it in Spanish or something like that. And then we have our detailed targeting, and this is where in demographics, say you're doing a mom shirt, like a mom runner, you could target that in and hone it in right here by picking out the demographics of parents, child ages, and then layering it with interest using that flex targeting they have now, so you would instantly be finding that where it overlapped. Ultra targeting, and then of course the interests and behaviors. Behaviors would be purchasing behaviors. All good info. So when we get in there, we're gonna work on finding the low-hanging fruit interest, and these are interests that only your target audience would be interested in. They're easy to distinguish, not really, you might have to search for it. So we're talking about magazines, celebrities, conferences, festivals, stuff like that. So I've got a targeting sheet that we're going to use, and let me pull that up. Okay, so here's a targeting sheet or your campaign research checklist, and here's all that info we were just looking at that we're going to use to find that we can target and find an Audience Insights. And with the goal of the campaign, we're mainly going to be looking at just these three objectives: clicks to website, conversion ads, and PPE ads. And of course, these are the low-hanging fruit interests I'm talking about. These are the interests that, of course, only your audience would be interested in or might even know about. So if you're not in the niche or interested in it, you might not know what the heck, so you're gonna have to do a little bit of research, but that's all right. It's pretty easy. And magazines, books, websites, blogs, products they like to purchase. What makes this audience unique? I'm in the yoga niche. They're also, we like organic. We like, spirituality. There's a lot more to it than just the fitness side. It's not really about fitness at all. Honestly, that's just all you can put in a picture online. Is my take. And you can also do kind of hone in on what devices they're on, and so you can start out testing a larger chunk of the audience that's active on that certain device, and it kind of cuts down, and you can hone in when you start these ad campaigns and find your objectives and ad types. So I guess I'm doing mom runner, so let's go into a browser and Audience Insights. If you go to your Ads Manager and click on Tools, you'll see Audience Insights. Here you go. It's right here. Audience Insights. Okay, here we are in Audience Insights, And you can choose to start with everyone on Facebook, and it's kind of like a blank canvas. You can start with people connected to your page or a custom audience, and that's pretty cool. If you get enough data on a pixel, you can actually plug it into Audience Insights, and it will tell you all this information that we can look at. And it could be your buyers list, your traffic pixel. It's totally cool info. So we're just going to kind of start wide open, but we were going to look at running, and we're going to find some low hanging fruit interest. So the only things runners are interested in, which are magazines, celebrities, and it won't take long. We can start here, or we can start in Google. I like Google better, so I'm just going to put running. Okay, and as you can see, I think running times Runner's World, that's probably, what is that? That would probably be a good one if it's on Facebook. So we can just plug it in right here. Look at that, Runner's World Mag. So, and that's going to be a good one also. And I'll tell you a little tip: the lowercase interests are better just because they're more targeted. Okay, Runner's World, you can see it's a big audience. And let's see how passionate they are. They are really passionate. I've never landed on one for the first time this quick. So let's look at the information we can kind of get just from this one audience, and then we can kind of dive deeper by plugging in these new interests that we find from all this information. So I didn't put books on the list, or I might have, but you can put that on there as well. So media, news and publishing, magazines, stuff like that. Let's check out runner space and competitive running. Decent sized audience, and they're competitive. I'm pretty sure that's pretty passionate. I would definitely put that in there. But remember, we're testing. Just don't be scared. Just massive imperfect action. Massive imperfect action, and you can and you're going to find your winners a lot faster. Just don't be afraid to take action and throw up some ads, and don't judge an interest. Try to do your best in this process, but the important thing is to get ad campaigns up in front of the audience. So those are all great, and you can look at comments and pages liked by this page. You're going to find a lot of info. Instagram. I didn't mean to click that. Went way back when. So all this information is valuable. If you don't know a thing about the niche, dive into this stuff, learn the language, the lingo, kind of the things they say. They like to talk about what they don't like, so you can kind of cut out a lot of stuff there. You can count on that with people. They definitely like to talk about what they don't like, and if you ask them what they do like, most of the time they'll be glad to tell you. You just have to ask. So I'm just going to plug in these interests. It looks like it, and I like to look at them by themselves and as well as grouped together. I think competitive running is according to this a more targeted audience than Runner's World, but I got lost. And then the other one was Runner Space. Okay, it can be, it can be safe to, the higher the affinity, supposedly, the more targeted the audience. And if you get, that audience right and that number's right, then, you can safely put that on your list. So I would definitely put these 3 interests I just found on the list. But let's look at, since we're doing mom runners, let's plug in some more of those that we just had in there, and we can kind of get a broad view. 3 big interests. It was running space, runner space. It's already on there. Runner's World, runner space, competitor running. See if I can do it, anybody can. Okay, I actually just had to change rooms. I didn't quite make it out of my hotel room before checkout, and they asked me to leave. But we were plugging in these interests, and I'll just go right into it. Mom runners. So we were going to look at the ages of definitely a gender that could be a mom. And so we're like 25 to 54. Okay, so I'm just going to start breaking this audience down. And I might do this several times, but I like to just kind of get a good idea, get as much info as I can with the info that's available. And then I can sort through and find the real stuff, you know, through testing. Trial and error, it is all part of the game. Let's go ahead and, so I would write all this info down on the research checklist, and I was trying to make some notes there. Get all this information, keep on plugging in different interests, and get a good set of interests. A big audience, 500,000 to 1 million, and see if you can look at all that info here, plug it into your targeting cheat sheet, and then plug it into your campaign when we get up and running with testing. I'm gonna look in for a few more interests here.